So what we have here is a low cost, really, I haven't spent any money on it. I had an old electric range that I turned into a sap boiler. So I pulled the tops off, the burners, the top, there's like 3 pieces of sheet metal basically, until you get to insulation, and I pulled the insulation off, and then you can see the metal from the actual insert of the oven. So sides are perfectly touchable because there's lots of insulation and stuff. The front, obviously, the outside glass was previously broken by me, and then the inside 2 pieces of glass in the door busted just from being too hot. So I screwed a piece of sheet metal over that. So I have a fire going in there, and then I cut a hole, made some little fingers from the metal that was in the stove itself, and I was able to just screw an elbow right onto those little fingers. The top part here, you can see it's bowing down a little bit from the weight of the pans and probably from the heat. And the rack that was in there, I tried using it, but yeah, it just melted and gave way. So the fire burns just as well without the rack. On the bottom near where the door hinges there, I just kind of cut a slit across with the grinder and bent it up a little so there's an opening to get fresh air. And I didn't put a damper in the pipe. Again, it was just stuff, junk I had laying around. So for a $0 boiler and some messing around, I'd say it works all right. I'm a novice, I would consider myself. Just kind of fun to tap a couple trees and make a couple quarts of syrup. We're not boiling yet, but it does get to a boil. I just added some fresh sap in there. Need to skim off some of that junk on top, but it works. I guess if you want to play around and don't want to spend hundreds of dollars to buy something, and you got an old stove, you can make something work. You could get a pan welded up. That would be the size of the top of this. I was thinking about looking for some of those stainless steel, like food grade, I don't know, something you'd have at like a buffet or something for food. That would be about the whole size of the top of the insert. That would be pretty handy. And I might reinforce the top here so it doesn't dip down and, I don't know, lose contact area for the pans. Or, I mean, I even considered maybe cutting that out and just putting the pans directly on the fire. So we'll see how that goes. But thought I'd just document it. I don't know if it's totally worth the time, but somebody wanting to put a little more effort into it could probably make this work a little better than I'm doing it. But it can be done.